I'm seeing this on a daily basis.
Yeah. And that comes back, you can draw a direct line back to helicopter parenting.
I would say there's got to be a direct correlation.
Yeah, 100%.
And we need to get more centrist in terms of how we do that as parents. It's not a political thing. It's more of how we as parents ourselves have just been conditioned to be so soft. And we, like, corporal punishment is not what I'm advocating for here, but like, you get what I'm saying,
make
right?
that clear. But, you know, and like I have, you know, I have 2 kids, 13 months apart, same opportunities, exact same parenting journey. They went to the same camps. This like all the sports opportunities and music lessons, whatever, were all laid out in front of them. Such wildly different outcomes. And with my son, it was so frustrating because also along that for the different outcomes, but he also just really wasn't fond of me, and it broke my heart because I have such a tight relationship with my daughter, and then my son, who I just like wish I also had that sort of friendship with, and I just did so much like just brutal to myself, just on like, you know, hindsight, just like, oh, I shouldn't have done this, shouldn't have done that. The day it all changed was when I stopped expecting something back from him. I just said, you're conflating the two. You want this friendship that you have with your daughter. That's a bonus. Your job as a parent, your job is to make them an adult. So shut the fuck up, Jeremy. Stop crying in your fucking cereal and just be his dad, set out the parameters, and sit back and wait. Just do your job. And it changed everything. It also correlated with him meeting someone really important in his life. This girl he's dating, he's been dating for a while now, and she inspired him as well. But the day I stopped expecting something back, because I know that I tied that to anger issues with him. Like, I'm so I've done everything. I've been the same dad that Sky has, and as I am for Sky, but it's different from you. Like, you're always mad at me. You're always this. And I don't know what it was. It was just one day I just said, I'm being selfish. And it was really hard to say that because I felt like the victim. I'm like, I've done everything and I'm not getting anything back.
Yeah, good for you.
And I woke up and said, fuck, you don't deserve it. Like, you're not entitled to anything back. You're not entitled to friendship. Your job is to make him an adult. And I stepped back and did it. And a year later, he was just a different guy. Got a job. Like, started excelling, started making money, bought his own car with cash. Like, now he's running.
Congratulations, you're parenting.
Yeah.
Good parent.
And it's what a difficult journey.
You know what I love about us? This is interesting. I just want to point this out. Pre-show or pre-podcast, pre-show. Look at me. I'm like on next level already.
We're quite important. We're quite famous.
No, but this is what I love about us. We sat there and we're like, listen, we can't over yap. And we're like 20 minutes in and we've asked each other one question.
I've actually asked you 4.
Is it 4? I don't know. It felt like that was really good.
No, it's good. No, we've got a good rapport. I really like doing this. Like, so look, I'm excited for you because, okay, so probably if we check your phone, team is closed. Yeah, take a
I don't think it's closed yet. No.
Okay, well, selfishly, I'm excited for this. I'm happy for you because you've sold your team. That's great.
Thank you.
Like nothing like a transaction. Selfishly, because we work together, you're my boss at Authenticom. There's now more time for you. I get more adjacent.
Right.
So
is that a good thing?
It's a fucking fantastic thing because we got big plans.
We do.
We got big plans. And 18 months from now, I think Authenticom is going to be, everyone's going to look back and go, holy crap, how did we get here? And this is sort of the genesis, what we've been doing for the last 6 months and what we'll probably start to accelerate now that you got more bandwidth. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about like where business is going. So we were talking about the other day about you have always had such great opinions on this. Like, let's talk about being an entrepreneur and how that, like, what's different? What makes someone different? Is like you and I think we're born entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Like, I don't think we had any choice. How is this different than someone who is a career executive who went to the MBA, did the MBA, and had a consulting job at Bain and moved their way up or whatever? Like, how is doing what we do, and particularly, very specifically, what you do as an entrepreneur, because you are this sort of rescue CEO that comes in and saves companies. How does your entrepreneur background contribute to that? And what makes that you different as an entrepreneur compared to a career executive?
As an entrepreneur, I'm only speaking for myself. There's, I'm different, man. I'm built different. I don't know how. I have this fire that's inside of me, whether I'm preneuring for myself or being an employeepreneur for someone else or an institution or whatever, that I can't turn off. I can't turn off this fire that's like, we got to do this. We got to go. We got to fix this. We got to fix the problem. We got to find the problem. We got a solution. We got to build. We got to drive revenue. We got to work together. We got to build people. We got to work to be the best with our customers. We got to build our employee net promoter score. It's just, it never turns off. And I used to think it was my sports background, but what I'm realizing is that just was the outer edge of what formed who I am. And it's different than, say, a hired gun. A hired gun gets paid to do what they do. And maybe they have some passion too, but I intrinsically can feel in me fire, man. Like it's constantly going to make everyone around me succeed, make my investments on behalf of whether it's an institutional capital firm, a founder, whomever, succeed. And I can't turn it off. I've tried to diminish it and I run it. I have no way of running it other than it's my own. And I take that care, that duty.
I've noticed that.
Okay.
Which is a good, and I consider that an exceptional quality.
Thank you.
You consider yourself a quick start as well?
I'm a high quick start, but I've learned how to deal with my quick start. You're pulling out Kolbe, which is very impressive, which we introduced in the company. So I want to say thank you for
I have a
that.
Kolbe report I have to send.
I need to see it.
I found mine.
I need to see it.
Yeah.
I'm a very high quick start, as most entrepreneurs would be, but I've learned over time, because I understand my Kolbe, how to control that fire so that I just don't run us into brick walls and learn through experience and be like, well, that sucked. Okay, let's retrench and do it again, right? And it's also taught me to work with my teams.
Yep.
So that I can take their input, their feedback, and integrate intricacies of their personality traits into our decision making, and it helps, right? So, for example, my lawyer or our general counsel for the company, he's the polar opposite of me, which you would want. I definitely don't want a quick start lawyer, right? I want a high fact finder lawyer.
Yeah.
So we balance each other out, because when I'm like, go, 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 he's like, Jay, I need to review this. I need to look at it. We need to look at all the different spheres. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I like that.
And that's how I build my teams, right? Is we need to make sure that the Kolbes match the role of what they are in and how that matches my Kolbe or goes against my Kolbe, right? But that, going back to the question, it's that I'm built different, man, and I know it and I accept it now. I don't want it to sound elitist or like I'm different or better than other people. There's people that don't have that fire like I do, or that frequency or vibration in my body that I can intrinsically make decisions on or be a quick start on or set new strategy for. And like the organization at times can be like, whoa, like that, where's he going with this? Right?
Like, and I don't even know if I have an answer here, but I observe this. And like, I also like look at this, like I never finished business school, right? So I never got the degree why? Because I had two companies while I was in university. One did so well during first year. I bought a house for second year. I'm collecting rent. I'm also a ski instructor. I've got two businesses making me money. And I'm like, what the fuck am I in business school for? So I bounced. That's an entrepreneur. But then later on in life, I realized there's a lot of value to career, MBAs, these career executives. And most recently, I looked at this example of, like, I don't think I could ever be the CEO of a company of 200 people like you are right now, or 300 people, whatever we are. I think I'm good at the quick start, get an incredible idea off the ground, empower teams to move, and pick the right path forward. But and this is something that's happened later in life, I hire the right people to get the meat of it, the stuff on my Kolbe score, which I used to think was a flaw, but I realized that's my superpower. Like, get out of the way as soon as you've architected the idea and the path forward, and let the people who are geared for that to do it, and you get forward and you achieve your goal. But I think at a certain point too, to lead that many people and to herd that many cats, I'm not the right type of guy. But I look at this most recent example of Apple. So Tim Cook, when he passed away, I consider that guy an entrepreneur, classic entrepreneur, built it in a garage, bit of a dick, but he got that company to $350 billion. And then he handed it off to a career executive, to Tim Cook. Tim Cook, arguably one of the best CEOs of all time.